Hello, party people. Oh, this camera, I'm using a new computer and my screen, this is just not as good of a camera. Hold on, my people. Hold on, my party people. All right, it doesn't matter. You guys have seen my beautiful face for the last year and a half. So this isn't about me tonight. Tonight is actually, of course, about my Virtual Voices community, but more so it is about the authors of a book that I have had the pleasure to be published in by the name Poetical Volume 1. So it's so good to be here with everyone tonight. I do want to welcome my co-host to the virtual stage. B, where you at, B?
Here.
Hey.
What's up, baby? How are you?
Good. How are you, my love?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Thanks for having me. Yeah. Virtual Voices. Thank you. I know I'm not as pretty as J Rose, but I'm gonna try to do the job tonight.
For those who don't know, B is a poet extraordinaire. He's many things. He's a very talented individual. He is a poet extraordinaire who I've had the pleasure to perform alongside, and he is also published in this book with me. We also very, very recently got some very, very big news. I don't know, B, if you were waiting to maybe share that or if we're gonna just blow up.
I like hearing you say
it. Wow. So for those who don't know, well, you all know, but for those who don't know, I am the assistant producer for The Inspired Word. And B was asked to join us on December 3rd, Friday, December 3rd at the famous Triad Theater that's off Broadway on December 3rd for the NYC Voices lineup. So B is going off Broadway with me and IW, and we are just so excited for that set. I'm excited for that set.
I can't wait. It's gonna be a show.
Yes. So have you been preparing for that? How's that been going for you?
Yes, I have. What we spoke about and how I wanted to do my entrance. That's clear. So anybody who will be attending, expect a pretty dope and different entrance. I try to do, especially, when I do work with Inspired Word, I'm doing a feature, I try to switch things up a little bit, just do something that's out of the ordinary. Like when I first did Inspired Word and I had my homeboy kind of sing and I had that poem/song thing going on. Mix it up.
I'm so excited. We're talking multimedia in this bitch.
You know it.
But something of that sort.
The bigger celebration, at least for now, because I still want to soak in it, is the official ebook release of Poeticals.
I know. For those who don't know, see, this is why I need to get. Hold on, y'all. We got to get my sound effects machine. Hold on.
Oh, she come prepared. I'm in a cabin, so I don't got any sound effects besides my own. I could try. Raving audience, anything you want to know, leave in the comments. I'm gonna try my best to leave a sound effect if Leah don't come through. But no, so if you haven't, order Poeticals Volume 1. We're about to really get into some things, but now Leah got our soundboard. So
wait, no. Hold on, keep plugging away.
No, maybe she don't. Okay, so what we're gonna do is follow Solartree on Instagram at Solartree_. Do not forget the underscore. The link is in the bio. Order the ebook. Then we got a hard copy that's limited edition, autographs and all of that inside of it. So you want to get that. That will be releasing the first week of December, if I'm not mistaken. It's a really great body of work. Everybody that was a part of it was amazing. It's at least for me, it's really personal. It really just kind of gets into our roots as artists, who we are, where we're from. You'll really enjoy it. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed being a part of it. Really enjoyed being a part of this banter, buying time, but I think I'm doing a decent job.
You're great. I'm so proud of you.
Flips hair.
Okay, we got my IT guy here. For those who don't know, this is my IT guy, Tim Reed. Virtual Voices community is pretty familiar. For those who are watching, you fixed it. Okay, relax.
Sorry.
Thanks, babe. For those who don't know, we are actually, you do know if you are watching this, because you are likely watching it on Facebook or YouTube. I am going to take my handy dandy app out right now because this is 2021 and Big Brother is always watching. And I'm going to go to the Rose Garden events page and I'm going to find the video of us going live and I am going to make this post and share it because it's that simple. And now it's been shared. So anybody watching, I need y'all to pop in. Oh, look, it looks like we got some comments here. Poetical Volume 1, the Forever 7 in this bish. Hello, everybody watching. I'm waiting to get some more heads in here. But I do know that we have our fellow poetess backstage. I think, oh, wait, before I get into that, I have to let anybody who is watching know, because I'm going to repeat this a million times tonight. We are going to be doing a little conversation about Poetical, what it means to us, how we got here, our process, and all that jazz. And then a little bit after that, we're going to get into the open mic portion for everybody who signs up. For anybody who's watching this, drop a mic in the comments to perform. If you don't have an emoji for some reason, then just say something else in the comments, and we'll pick up what you're putting down and go from there. All right. So I think it's time to bring in one of our other authors. Unfortunately, our lovely Ryan was feeling a bit under the weather over on the West Coast, but we do have another artiste with us joining us today. Can we please bring into the building, the virtual building, Aleja Jimenez?
Hey.
Oh, wait,
Hey.
what is it? Oh, that wasn't it. Hold on. Oh, wait, we're on the wrong one.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Welcome to Virtual Voices.
Thank you. So excited to be here, sharing space with you all.
Of course, always.
To have you. So correct me if I'm wrong. You were weren't you in California too?
Yes. Yeah. I'm in Riverside, California.
Oh, you are in Riverside, California. Wow. Yeah. So there's a couple out there.
We're literally East Coast to West Coast in this book.
It's kind of wild. Yeah, I love to hear it. Yeah. So, Alea, is there anything? I mean, I feel like Poetical has meant something very different. I've gathered from our promotional conversations to each of us, for each of us. So for those who haven't heard yet, let us know what it was for you and what that meant for you.
I think and let me know if my mic sounds okay. I'm hearing a little
I think it's so good.
Okay, so Poeticals for me was like a journey of self-discovery journey for sure. But it was more than that. It was kind of trying to define what poetry meant outside of writing for myself. And it was a big moment of realization in terms of like how writing poetry and just honestly going all in to my creative side has kind of like helped me reshape my narrative as a human and like the way that I perceive the world and the way that I act in the world. It has definitely made me a more intentional person in everything that I do. And I had never been able to quite describe the impact that poetry had in my life. And honestly, it tripped me out because the way that this book unraveled me, like my section you'll see is like a very, very vulnerable and raw piece of work. And it's all about kind of like bringing out the deepest, darkest parts of me that I never thought that I would share. It's funny, as poets, like we're always drawing inspiration from our personal experiences. And I'm able to do that with a lot of my life. But there were parts of me, like the trauma, like the deep trauma that really shaped a lot of my identity that I had never been able to bring out into my art. It was there were bits and pieces of it, but I had never had the opportunity to kind of like ponder on it and really, I guess, analyze it. It was a beautiful experience, to be honest. It was very raw, and I had to pause many times because it was too emotionally intense for me at times. But we finished, and I'm really proud of what we all created together.
Yes, yes. What an eloquent answer. I wish I was always so eloquent in my responses to things. But I just love that. What a beautiful. But I feel like you just took us on like a mini journey there. A journey of your process and getting us to where we're at. That was beautiful. Thank you. So luckily that was so eloquent. We'll be able to hear it again. When you guys who are watching this now watch the playback, because we always have a playback video, and you can watch that on Facebook or YouTube at the Rose Garden events page. For those who are just catching on, who are just logging on, my name is Leah V, and the place to be. You are watching Virtual Voices, and it is me here with my amazing co-host. B in the place to be to the left of me, or I guess right, depending on how you're watching. And we have the lovely Aleja here joining us. 3 out of 4 poetical poets isn't bad. We will be getting into the open mic portion in just a little bit, but I do have to shoot this question right back at you, B, and tell us. I know I've heard it a couple times, but I have to ask once more. Tell us what getting to the conclusion of Poetical was for. Tell us your mini journey, if you will, when this amazing compilation that we've accomplished.
No, being a part of it. I mean, aside from just being honored to work and be included in works alongside the likes of poets like the both of you, I've been blessed to watch the both of you perform, see what you're capable of, see your pen, and you're both like astounding. So there's that. But with my journey, I wish I could be as eloquent as Aleja as well. You already know I'm a hot ass mess, so I'm trying my best. But it was
we've all been going through it. I know Jose's on the back end with the screaming baby and whatnot.
Right, with one eye, like.
Continue though.
But yeah, this journey was more so exactly what poetical is. It's like relating to poetry and relating to yourself as a poetical and turning that adjective into a noun. It's just being able to make myself into actual poetry, and that's what it became. Whether it was literal, whether it was about things that developed me, or who I am now, it was just turning all of that into poetry in some way, and just taking experiences, taking my roots, taking my heart, and being able to create those 3 pieces, which I really enjoyed because I was and I was able to do that and kind of encapsulate all the things I was trying to say, not only within 3 pieces, but also in 3 kind of different styled pieces. Because if you like pay attention to my section, they're not similar. They're not really similar at all. One's much more like kind of serious, self-aware. One of them is cocky as hell because anytime I talk about Brooklyn, my inner hood rat comes out. I'm clicking my Tims as we speak. And then there's Orange, which is one of
my Tims.
Then there's Orange, and Orange is probably one of the most different pieces I've done out of all of my pieces. So it was that. It was the creation of something different and extensive and beautiful.
I'm so excited. Thank you, B. That was absolutely amazing. I'm so excited to see your whole section in full. I've actually been waiting to read the whole book from front end to back end until I have a hard copy in my hands, but that's just because I'm a little bit of a snob. So for those who are just tuning in, I encourage you all to share this video on Facebook and on YouTube. Tell your people to tell your people. Share the video on Instagram. Tell people to go to the Rose Garden events page and get into it. And then we will be getting into our open mic section in just a little bit. I guess I'll tell you.
Wait. Yeah, I don't know if that's what you're about to say. Let's say you can't skip the question, girl. These are your people. They here for that face.
I know. Oh, stop it. Okay. Sorry, I'm just over here texting Jose in the background. Okay, so I will tell you guys about what poetical meant for me. So, Jose came along and was like telling me about this idea about, no, it wasn't an idea at this point. I mean, it was very much in fruition. And he told me that he wanted to get his some of the Solatry artists that he's worked with recently in the recent past and get them together for a series called Poetical. And it would be a very simple concept, a few questions and a deadline, and there you go, So there you have it. And I was sitting there in the middle of this pandemic, because I think it was in the pandemic. I'm sitting there in the middle of the pandemic, and I'm reading these texts from Jose, and I'm on this phone call with Jose, and he's telling me about it. Jose is our editor, for those who don't know. He is the founder of Solatry, and he is also the editor of Poetical. He's really been spearheading this entire thing for us. So, oh man, I clicked the wrong one. So thank you once more for Jose. But really, he I'm sitting here in the middle of this Poetic, and I'm talking to Jose about it, and I was just like, yeah, of course I'm down. But I wasn't thinking about the level of difficulty it would be for me, because I'd written during the pandemic, and as you all know, I lost my dad to COVID during the pandemic, and so I was having difficulty with a lot of things, and one of those being writing about anything that didn't involve him. So you'll read in this book, you'll read about how I did involve him, and how Poetical is really, it's all about us exploring our identity. But for me, it's a reflection of the time and how that difficult time has created this new version of my identity, while also honoring that of my creator, while also being able to express that anger. So that, I really do think it's a roller coaster of emotions. You got some past, some present, some possible hopeful future, some not so hopeful future. But it was very healing for me. It was very, very healing for me. And I actually, because of the last prompt and the deadline that I was almost missing, I had to, I ended up writing my last piece for Poetical like 2 days before my last Triad feature at the Triad Theater in the Upper West Side. So I finished it in the nick of time, quite literally, and I ended up literally reading it, which I never do, on that stage that night. And it's still my favorite piece. I mean, I've been performing it like once a week since I wrote it, and it's powerful. It's very reflective of the current events. It talks a lot about the current state, and a lot of it does involve COVID, but just in a personal manner, which I think it's missing when it comes to any type of media or writing involving COVID, is that personal touch. Everybody talks about it like it's this intangible thing, but it's very much a part of our lives, and very much a part of my life. So I think it's just it's a large reflection, similar to what you guys have said, and very healing. I think it sounds like it was healing for all of us, even though described differently or applied to different areas of our life. But that's a beautiful thing. So cheers to us. Yes, I actually, my IT guy bartender just brought me a beverage. So cheers to you all. All right. So, I mean, we're going to get into this open mic portion of the evening. It's looking like we got some of my favorite party people poets. Wow. Backstage right now. Before we get into the open mic of the evening, I'd like all of my poets backstage to step into the private chat and say hello. Sorry for all those watching on the live stream, but we got to keep it a little personal right now. Jump in, say hello to the artists. We're going to go ahead and get into it. To kick off the open mic portion, we're actually going to have our authors right here in front of you. B and Aleja spit a little something. So let me just go to my handy dandy checklist, and then we can go ahead and get right into it. Okay, so how's everybody feeling tonight? You know, I had a hell of a week. I started a whole new job, and it was a whole new commute. I broke a heel at one point. Tim had to go get me from the train station. How's everybody's week? Talk to me.
What a joke.
Well, I'm checking people off the list, so we're moving and grooving, B.
Listen, the week been good. We here. We made it. I mean, it was long. I'll say that much, but we made it. We did it.
Yes, it's
between the release of Poeticals, Virtual Voices, and now the Triad. I'm just like, I'm living on a high. So,
oh, we love to hear it.
I'm gonna ride it until I crash. Y tu, Aleja, how was your week?
It's good. I spoke a little bit on my IG takeover about me launching my own fashion brand, and so I've just been working my little ass off to do that.
We love a multifaceted queen. Let's go.
Thank you. Yeah, so I'm pretty fucking stoked about it. Exciting stuff.
Shit, make sure you share it with me so then I can share it with my peoples. We got you, love.
Thank you. For sure.
Yes, absolutely. So before we have our poetical authors kick it off, we're gonna have Aleja on deck. B, you're gonna kick it off. Aleja's on deck. You are up next. But before B, I'm gonna give you some rules and regulations in this bish. So let me just tell you a little something about about virtual voices. Wow, so many different things to be involved in. So I will tell you our rules and regulations, beginning with my open mic party people poets. This is a safe space. And we've managed to curate, starting in March of 2020, Jay and I managed to curate a virtual interactive space in which people can read and hear compliments and emphasis on their work without fear. And people come in here and they're from all over the world, and they allow themselves to be vulnerable. We are pro LGBTQ, we are pro BLM, we are pro all letters of the alphabet. We got no space for hate speech. If you have nothing nice to say, then you will be removed immediately and no longer welcome in this space. We do not play around when it comes to that. And we don't typically have a problem, so I don't expect one, but just so you all know, all right? But we're going to keep it moving and grooving. We try to do maybe 5 minutes-ish per performer. The lineup thus far is looking a little light. We're going to see how many mics are getting dropped in the comments. If you want to perform, drop a mic in the comments on Facebook or YouTube. All the people who are watching now, tell a friend, share this video. But we do try to generally stay within the 5 minutes time span. If you go a little bit over, that's okay. Just, keep us posted. Let us know what's going on. Don't recite a whole 10-minute monologue, okay? I mean, not consecutively. Anyway, so make sure that you follow one another. We have everybody's information at the palm of our hands. If it's not on the banner in the bottom, it will be sent to you later. And we can also always connect you with one another. Make sure you follow one another. We got to support one another in this digital day and stage. All right. One of the beauties of one of the very, very slim silver linings of this pandemic is our ability to connect with one another digitally and be brought together through the magic of social media and whatnot. So that being said, Eventbrite, all those who have signed up on Eventbrite will get first dibs on the open mic microphone. But once again, if you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube, you can drop a mic in the comments and we'll get you right here on the screen. We'll shoot you over a StreamYard link, get you all set up and comfortable live from your living room, and get you right on there. We do try to do a second round at the end, depending on how many people are able to stick around and how many people pop in. It really all depends on the movement of the evening. So we'll just keep an eye on that and let you know. But generally, we do try to put in a round 2 and have all of our artists return for the stage once more for an encore, if you will. I know I said it before. I'm going to say it again. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, please make sure you share the video. The only way for our friends and family to know what we're doing and to be able to see this, whether it's now live from their living room or a little later on in the day or night or evening, depending on what part of the globe you're stemming from at this point in time. Just make sure you share it. You know, we have, if they don't like what somebody else is saying, they'll like what you're saying. If they don't like what you're saying, they like what somebody else is saying. It's just, that's the magic of an open mic. Make sure to stay close to the microphone. If you're unsure of how you sound, just check with us. Say, hey, B, hey, Leah. B, that's our guest host for the evening. Make sure you stay close to the microphone and ask us how you sound. We don't want to typically have to pause you or cut you off and say, hey, we can't hear you. Nobody wants to disrupt the flow, and we try to avoid that at all costs. So just make sure you check with us about your sound. We do encourage you to donate to the other artists, donate to one another's Venmo and Cash App. If you get Cash App, if you got the pennies, then throw them. We also encourage you to donate to the Rose Garden events page and the Eventbrite, because Jay does all of this fancy schmancy hosting stuff and all this fancy schmancy digital marketing things for us. So we really do appreciate it. And Virtual Voices has managed to evolve over the last year and a half. We try to keep it as such. Right now we're doing once a month, but it's been nothing but fun and nothing but heat since day one. All right, so be kind to one another. Basically, when we say you're about to be on deck, that means you're going up next. That means you're not coming up at the moment. That means you will be after that performer. All right, you are on deck. There's some type of baseball reference in the back of that, but I'm just not gonna go there because that's not my stage, if you will. So there you have it. Be kind to one another, be nice to one another. Let me know if you have any questions in the private chat or in the regular comments or whatever's clever. Let's go ahead and kick off this evening. I'm going to welcome to the stage the one and only poet extraordinaire. Please, audience, put your hands together for the one and only B. Welcome.
What's up? Thank you. You know, co-host sliding through.
Yes,
like I said,
I can leave now, though.
You said what?
I said I'm supposed to leave now, though.
You can stay on the side. What up, y'all? You know, this is your co-host B. You know, gladly stepping in for J Rose. Again, I'm not as pretty, but you know, I love her. I've watched her. I've learned a couple things. So I'm gonna kick off this night good. I'm in a good mood. I'm drinking tequila. So we're gonna enjoy this. So I'm gonna give you a short backstory ish where this came from. So I just recently started getting into erotic poetry. So I wrote this piece called "Have You Ever Had Sex with a Poet?" And I performed it, really good piece. But then I was featuring the same show as J Rose. So then she performed something, one of her pieces, and I'm just like, oh damn, she making me push the pen. So let's just start this Friday off spicy. I call this piece "When I Get My Hands on You." I've been counting down the minutes, missing you. I've been thinking about kissing you. The way I laugh with you and vibe with you. Been thinking about how I close my eyes beside you. The way your chest makes my rest delightful and how perfectly my head lands on you. But I've got to be completely honest. I can't stop thinking about the things I do when I finally get my hands on you. The way I plan to make love to you is anything but ludicrous. I want to know and invoke your every fantasy. The thoughts you had while daydreaming and dripping in bed at night, thickening up and wishing while your exemplary visions have you playing with your accessory. Recreate your favorite memories, Don't need to be pushing a Hyundai to fuck you from Friday to Sunday while we staining up the leather seats, breathing heavily. No asthma, but yet as my hands grip tight while you grabbing onto anything in sight, grasping for dear life while I fill you up with my dear life. The dick hit right, precise, just like you imagine. A little debauchery mixed with TLC. When I dive into your waterfall, ain't no splashing, ain't no drowning, just stroking, soaking, provoking you to perform every dirty line you've been fiending to get off of your mind. Let it out onto the mic like you just discovered spoken word poetry. I know you love you some poetry, but when my hands start slowly motioning their way between your thighs, you catch the perversion in my eyes and your pants just get a little more tight. You'll realize that there was just elementary. We graduated to much more titillating obscenity. Set the scene, role play, ring light, make a movie. Do as I say, don't think twice. It's a disgusting, seductive production. Can you guess who the director be? Cuffs on wrists, nowhere to slip, penetration penitentiary. This punishment is necessary. Screams of agony and ecstasy louder than a Colorado dispensary. Your sentence is endless orgasms, and you lucky for that because I believe in double jeopardy. Let me finger you with every digit used to write this poem. Twiddle them around, use every one to crack the code of that little safe in your private place. Let me take control. See how every swift swish of fingers have you going while you groaning and moaning and telling me I own it. When I'm done, I'll lick my fingers clean like I'm tasting the meal prepared for me, hot and ready, just finished, coming straight out of the kitchen. I'm ready to eat you like you're my last supper and tomorrow's my crucifixion. Hungry for you like one of those children on the television you can feed for $1 a day. My appetite is insatiable. At this point, I'm capable of devouring your whole. I mean, devouring you whole. Till not a crumb of you left is traceable. So I'm glad that I don't have to pay. My imagination could go on all day and bring me straight to the day you finally back in my embrace. We making love like songs on 12 play, bumping and grinding while your body's calling my name. Freak that body like you ready, and I could not wait. Get it on like Marvin Gaye, freaking out like Jodeci. Give all your love to me like Keith while we sweat. Slow start to slow jams, but it ain't the end just yet. Speed it up, pound cakes like Entenmann's. Fuck you like I hate you, but I just hate missing you. Though those feelings have their benefits, demolishing your walls like I'm making renovations. Conversations only consist of you singing out your sensations and heavy exhalations, perpetrating crimes all across my favorite of God's creations. Depredation, degradation, tongue out wide while you happily catch each line I spit at you from this publication. Leave you levitating and liberated, singing your sultry symphonies for the congregation after you found salvation through my exploration. The vacation away from your body's almost done, and I'm ready to get back to my occupation. Can't wait to make you bust and blow, erupt and explode in loads that flow so much Mount Vesuvius would be envious, trying to fill the emptiness of your holes with the heaviness of my pole. And you know I'm more than generous, counting minutes till you could witness all the delicious things I plan to do. Like a gift on Christmas, it's a wrap when I finally get my hands on you. Thank you.
Woo! There's just so many. There's so many. He's the biggest fan. There's just so many lines. Like there's so many bars, not lines. There's bar. Yes, heat, as Tim said. There's so many bars in there. There's just so many bars. We love to hear it. For those just tuning in, that was King B, as RK said. Thank you. Make sure you check them comments. B, the people love it. B is one of our poetical authors. He's just killing it left and right. You make sure you follow our guy B. You see his info below. Without further ado, we'll welcome the next poet. I don't know, B, you want to welcome the next poet for us?
Of course.
Fire. That was fire.
Thank you. But our third poetical artist, and somebody that I not only had the pleasure to work alongside, but also host and watch her in action. So I know y'all are gonna love her. Miss Aleja Jimenez, come through, baby.
Damn, qué calor. That was fire. And I have to point it out, in perfect alignment with this lunar eclipse in Taurus, bringing out all that sensual energy. So, I'm Aleja Jimenez. I am a queer Chicana poet from Riverside, California. And tonight, and also in alignment with this lunar eclipse that is in big theme, bringing out like just like this need to return back to self, you know, to kind of check in with ourselves, make sure that we're okay. And so I just kind of want to remind everybody that healing right now is like this very mainstream and can sometimes be very performative. So I just want to remind you that healing is not something that's linear and that always looks pretty. It's fucking sad nights alone. It's these dark moments where you're crying in the shower or where you are literally parked on the side of the freeway because you need a second alone that maybe you can't get in your home. It's really rough days, but I want to remind you that it's temporary and that it's okay to have them. So this poem is called Blooming Before Blooming. Healing isn't always a blooming process. You must let the water flow. Take its normal course, allow it to fill you up with sadness until the soil begins to move, showing you the hollow spaces in your soul. Feel the discomfort, sit with the wetness, the emptiness, with the fear that you might never be whole again. Don't fight it. You can clip and clip at your brown dying tips, but make yourself look all green and edgy on the surface. Eventually, the same stale, pale spots will reappear. If you don't find the source of your ailment, sure, you'll have aphids to keep you company, make the pain go away for moments, but soon that colorful essence will begin to fade. Not even the maggots will stay around when there is nothing left for you to consume. Keep healing. Even when all that is left is a crumbling root, dig up the rotting dirt that hides beneath the surface. Expose your insecurities, the hatred, the misery, the lies, the enviousness. You may gag at your own festering scent, but even this stench is proof that you are still alive. When you allow yourself to stop, sit with yourself, your respiration for a moment, the ingredients in your environment become clear, the ones that lead to your own decay, the ones that will aid in your healing. So don't stop. You have washed the rot from your roots, exposed the hollow spots, sharpened your edges. It is time to add new soil, replant the remaining parts of you, water yourself intentionally, carefully. Stretch into the ground and let time be the final factor in your time to bloom. Thank you for listening. As you'll see, common theme is healing, having those tough conversations on mental health. And this is why and if you pick up our book, and I hope that you do, put in that pre-order or get that ebook now. In my section, you'll see I identify as a writing bruja because I believe that words are spells and spells have the power to heal us. Thank you for listening.
Woo!
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Everybody, East Coast, West Coast.
Now listen, I don't know why you don't make Tim host with us too at this point.
I know, like I should just honestly, I mean, it's not a bad idea as a guest host. I can sit in the background next time. But Aleja, that was beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely amazing. You guys make sure you follow Aleja below. You see her IG below. I am Aleja Jimenez. Make sure you cop our book, Poetical. You are tuned in currently to the Poetical Takeover for Virtual Voices. You've got Leah B in the place to be. And, you know, taking over for J Rose, we got B in the place to be.
Yeah.
I haven't created your byline yet, but that's my co-host for the evening, and we've had the pleasure of Aleja quite literally blessing the microphone right after B set it off. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this open mic portion of the evening. It's looking like It's looking like nothing but heat lineup so far. Got some of my favorite people in the building. For those who are just tuning in right now, I ask that you please. For those just tuning in right now, I ask that you please drop a microphone in the comments to perform. And you can also just, interact with one another via the commentaries and all that. So we're going to go ahead and get into the next poet. It's looking like a lot of poetry tonight. Looking like we've got Lex on deck, but coming to bless the microphone right now. Welcoming to the stage. Let's set it off. Put your hands together for Abraham Kimani.
Hey.
Yes. Hey. Glad to be here. It's my second time here. I'm a Black poet from Long Beach, California. So, a lot of West Coast, East Coast folks here. So
that's fun. We got some more Cali in the building.
Yep. Cali born, Cali raised. So, dope ass pieces from both B and Aleha. I'm going to follow you guys on Instagram once all this stuff is said and done here. And I am very anti-Rittenhouse, among anti-other things that has to do with white supremacy and capitalism and patriarchy and all this other kind of shit. Okay, cool. Okay. Well, that's going to be allowed every day. Fuck all these white supremacists. But anyways.
Okay,
so I was thinking.
Set it off for us.
All right, so I got a couple short ones. And I was going to spit something else today, but in light of all this stuff that was going on today with Rittenhouse and his trial, which I haven't really followed up on because I already knew what the outcome was going to be. But I'm going to call this piece, this first one is Mr. Genocide. Mr. Genocide. How can a war be civil on the battlefield when Black soldiers are dying for causes not yet achieved? America's womb aborts freedom, liberty, and justice for all human beings when Black lives are taken off life support after being placed under cardiac arrest by law enforcers for pursuing happiness inside of their home sweet homes. I asked the questions, are graveyards the new prisons, burying Black bones 6 feet under for life in solitary confinement? Why does it take death to mercilessly pull plugs for white folks to see themselves suffocate in hate, gasping out they too can't breathe, the poisonous air of racism threatening their humanity by silencing their voices with the cloth of privilege? Will America ever end this civil war, conquer division, while her civilization has a military force willing to unite people across racial lines to break the shackles of slavery wrapped around both the predator and prey? Or will she perish, going down in history, an utter failure who denied her citizens the human right to be free? And that's the first one. The second one, I promised that I would do this on every open mic at least once. It's called Open Mic. This one's a little bit erotic. So, here we go. Tonight, you will be the special feature in the spotlight for a 30-minute set live here on my open mic to play the role of teacher. So drop your jams like it's wet. Lay that thick saliva on my wired pipe. Show the crowd your superb oral skills when you spit those sweet, sticky verses like a pro without using your hands to deep throat my loudspeaker at will. Amplify your gagging rhythms on purpose for every listening ear to clearly understand how serious you are in perfecting a craft of publicly speaking the language of pleasure. By all means, articulate each syllable of your moans while you slide up and down my electrical shaft, eagerly waiting for all this creamy white treasure to enter your voice box and call it home. Invite your girlfriends over for an unforgettable lesson. Bring out my open mic. Use it as a prop. Teach them exactly how to stroke and breathe when taking in every single inch without objection. Have them practice these exercises during the workshop, then write and share their experiences before they leave. Encourage them to come back 4 times a month. Ride on my open mic for 5 to 7 minutes. Let the ladies know they will get a lot more if my open mic enjoy the sensation of their tongues. The chances of them being the next feature are infinite. But as for this week, my open mic is all yours. Just remember, this platform is not the space for monogamy. My open mic will be inside more than one house. Engage in collaborative duos, trios, quartets, and orgies too, without any regrets. So my open mic will not apologize for busting my literary dreams in more than one mouth, because that is what any good open mic is supposed to do. Thank you.
Woo!
Yo,
Wow.
Sarah, first off,
That was a range of emotions.
that a very wide range.
A very wide.
You went to 2 extremes, and we love it. Thank you. We appreciate that, all that energy.
Yes, thank you.
Thank
Who
you.
does not want to be fucking righteous and horny on one night?
Hey, you know.
Have you ever seen Doja Cat on TikTok? It was some random clip where she's like, "You better stop. I'm gonna fuck you." That was the energy of that whole second post.
That was amazing. Hey,
That
Ray,
was
is
fire.
there
Appreciate it, man.
a plug for us?
Well, you can follow me on IG at The Righteous Poet. I did submit 3 poems with the Los Angeles Poet Society this past Sunday. You know, it centers around the theme of reimagining a world without white supremacy, imperialism, patriarchy, so on and so forth. So hopefully all 3 of them will be accepted for publication in their anthology that should be coming out sometimes next year. So other than that, I'm building on my collection, looking for more organizations that's going to be taking submissions so I could drop some more stuff in there and try to get some of this work published.
All right.
Thank you for being here one more time. Party People Poets for Abraham. Abraham, if you're able to stick around for a little bit, it looks like we'll likely do a round 2 once we get through our open mic list for this evening. But it was a pleasure to have you.
Absolutely. Yeah, I got something else for round 2 if we have it. So
Woo!
Okay, we're ready. All right. So B, what do we got on Diggity Deck? What's going on? Talk to me.
First off, we have an amazing lineup for the open mic, an amazing round 2. And I would say stick around for round 2 for sure, because my friends thought it was a good idea to give me a mix of Jose Cuervo and Hennessy. So let's see what round 2 is going to bring for me. Anyway, on deck, we have the great Sigma.
Woo!
But first, Vex Lex come through to the stage.
Vex Lex, welcome.
What's up?
I haven't seen you in so long.
I know. I feel like it's been forever.
I know. That's what it feels like these days. How are you?
I'm good. Happy to be here. I was looking forward to this all week.
Yes, this is what I love to hear.
Right. How you doing?
I've been good. Your piece, though, I'm still thinking about it. What's that one line? I fingered you with every digit I used to write this.
Yeah.
Love it.
Thank you.
I don't know. It's a little hot and heavy in here this evening. It's not poetical. It's not an erotic book, but it seems like Friday night just gets you there.
Friday and Henny.
Right.
All right, Vex Lex, let's hear what you got for us. Let's hear one of my favorite poets. Let's hear what you got.
All right. I got 2 pieces. The first one is called Inside Out. The people, they come and go. The laughter, the late nights, for brief periods of time. I don't have to be me. At least the me that wouldn't have come here in the first place. The me that isolates and loathes any form of human interaction. It's on to the next gathering. I will perform as needed. I will cater to my audience and bow out gracefully when the show is nearing its end. I dread the rehearsal because there can always be a slip up, and I don't want to show my hand. Give more insight to who I really am on the inside when I'm trying to find a way out. And my second piece is called The Waiting Game. There was once a moment in time when I thought you could be mine, but your heart was elsewhere, despite the sweet nothings that you would flood me with until your well was dry. She was the ultimate goal, and I remember how desperately I wanted you to get over your feelings, because they seemed to lead nowhere. She was no good, and you knew that. But I was tired of competing with a past and a present that outweighed our time together. Even now, it seems as though things may be over. And there is still that little glint of hope. Sometimes I just want to hold your face and tell you it's been me all along. Do you ever think of me as something more than just to pass the time? You may want me, but only from skin to skin. And I have to decide whether to let you in. Thank you.
Woo!
Thank you.
Trying to get me in my
you.
feelings out here today.
I was
Right.
like, damn, I'm bringing the mood down a little
I was
bit
like-
after.
This is feeling like one of those evenings, like just like really, really inspirational, talking about poetical. Then B brought us way into a whole nother direction. Then Abraham came and brought us into a whole nother direction. Aleja's got us all spiritually in our feelings, popping spells through our mouths and shit. Then we get back to some erotic stuff from Abraham, and now we're here going on an emotional roller coaster with Bex Lex. That was absolutely beautiful.
It definitely was.
No, I did tear up just a little bit. There was one line that I said in the chat that really, it was a past and a present that outweigh our time together. It was boom. Oh, amazing, beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, darling.
Thank you for having me.
We love when you come to Virtual Voices. For those who are just tuning in, I'm Leah V in the place to be on this majestic virtual digital stage this evening alongside my majestic co-hosts. We're currently having a competition to see what happens because neither one of us made up our drinks this evening, it appears. Okay, never mind. Brandon wins. When did you get 2 cups? When did that happen?
I'm trying to figure the same thing out. You, Leah, be in the place to be. Apparently, I'm B with tequila and Hennessy. So let's see where we're going tonight.
All right, we got the byline there for this evening. It's almost like we're poets or something. Okay, so we're gonna keep it moving and grooving. Virtual Voices this evening. We've got self poets on deck. Self poets, you are on deck. RK, love to see it. But coming to bless the microphone right now, somebody very near and dear to my heart. I am so happy that he popped out to join us this evening. It's never the same without him. You guys got to put it together for the one and only. Will he do poetry? Will he do magic? Nobody knows. The great Sigma.
Hey everybody, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, can hear you fine.
Excellent. Okay, so I'm putting together a new chapbook, so news of that will come soon. But so I've got pieces from 2016 till now. Sadly, a lot of the pieces I wrote back in like 2016 are still relevant, but I digress. So this is an old one, and then I have another one that's relatively new after this. But
okay,
enough preamble. What I should have said was, it's not a matter of opinion. These people have had their hand around my neck since I was 5. Ice cold suction cup fingers and teeth like vampires. They want all the blood that I can give. Okay, so a couple of years ago, back, I found a bug in the yard, like nothing I've ever seen before. Black, looked like an ant with pincers, stinger like a scorpion. I put it in a jar. What I should have said was, I'm tired of being in a jar. Air holes provided from some unseen creature, faces blurred through fogged glass, stained by the breath of leeches. These are the bastards your president represents. I am not some spectacle, some insect to be kept alive until I am no longer worth the blood change in my pockets. So I put the bug in a jar with a spider to see what it would do. It didn't do anything. Didn't sting, didn't bite. So I left them alone and walked away. What I should have said was, I can't walk away. I can't walk freely into the world because unlike you, I am broken. And broken people bleed and the leeches come for them. So I left the two in a jar. And when I came back, the bug had torn the spider apart. What I should have said was, if you leave me in a room with this man or the men who he supports, I will tear them apart like the rove beetle tore apart that spider. So tell me, how comfortable are you with your politics? Will you let it out of the jar? What I should have said was, get out.
Woo!
Oh shit! Yo!
That was
Right.
amazing. I know Tim is freaking out in the background. I just love this beat. It's just so
Listen, Leah already hyped you up to me before the show, hoping you'd be on, and everything she said about you did not disappoint.
Wait, he's got one more. He's got one more.
All right, that's the old one. This is the new one. I lied. I scrolled down too far. Come on, computer. You can do it. Here we go. It's called Wire Happy. I feel hollow, a husk ready to crumble, like the shed skeleton of an insect whose life path is long forgotten. My microscopic footprints left in a fine layer of dust and refuse that coats the crust of a planet spinning frantically around the sun as it descends deeper into madness and careens further into the blackness of the void. Sometimes that darkness calls to me. Shell filled with a maelstrom, a tempest crawling across my heart, thunder in my lungs, and lightning in my head. I am a jar of poison. Someone shook too hard. It has been several years of lunacy, 4 years of Trump and 2 years of COVID. I wish you could see my soul. This time has left bruises on the neck of my spirit, a harsh compliment to the scars of cancer and the bleeding sutures of ableist academia. Sometimes I think we give God too much credit for the beauty in this fucking nightmare we're all living out. Some days, I'm alive purely out of spite. I want to claw holes in the ether. I want to put the fabric of space on the rack and torture the universe for the shit we've all been through. If this is all the beginning of the end. I hope I'm here on the last day when trumpets sound, when all the spineless politicians are crawling, all the insurance and pharmaceutical executives groveling, and God himself on bended knees before Mother Nature to answer for crimes against the earth. The ravaging of populations, the pillaging of splendor. I want to see the oligarchs dragged to the pillory. I want to see every skulking man and worthless deity who sat on high and leached offerings and rewards from the hands of peasants while the earth burnt and crumbled, have their faces held to the embers of what is left. We've seen murders, riots, plague, insurrection, and treason. The public rape of common sense has worn us all down to threadbare sanity. I think of The Great Escape, an old war film. A prisoner of war has been shuffled from camp to camp for so many years. He tries to climb a barbed wire fence in a fit of desperation before being gunned down. I'm at that point with reality, damn near wire happy. I find myself trying to claw my way out of a pit of razor wire and broken glass that God has thrown me into, the shambles of a life barely held together to begin with. Agony and anger and anguish are a bitter fuel to force the climb forward. It's a treacherous task, and fuck, it's only Tuesday. Thank you.
Whew.
You're a fucking beast. Let's just call that like it is.
I started, I got a little emotional there, Balin. The first, once you hit me with the 4 years of Trump, 2 years of COVID, I was like, somebody quoted it too. It was just like, oh my God. Let me just put my head in the pillow and scream real quick. But no, it's just so much of that is so relatable across the board, which is always, as you know, I've always related to your work. Despite us, leading such different lives, I think that there's an understanding of human pain, and you manage to make yours, which can be personal, universal. I just really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let's give it up one more time for our guy, the Great Sigma.
The Great Sigma.
Okay. Do you want to come say hi? Like he's running over.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah. Part of the fan club.
He's a big fan. Yeah, we got your last couple chapbooks right here in our bookshelf. Actually, they're in the top shelf. All right. So Sigma, hopefully Balin, hopefully you can stick around for round 2. It's looking like it'll be a lightning round. Yep, that was it. So hopefully we will see you then. All right. We're gonna keep it moving and grooving. Wow, what a night we've been having so far. I mean, the heavy self-talk, self-identity reflections that we had in the beginning, followed up by this just like roller coaster of emotions. It's just, I don't know, B, how you feeling, B?
That there's a lot going on tonight. I don't know if I'm not sober enough for this or too drunk for this, but y'all are just pulling me in all types of directions and I don't know how to feel. But y'all are magic. And one thing I can say is that the people that come up here and bless this stage are fucking magic. Like, with Sigma, this one line, the public rape of common sense, just really stood out to me. And it's still like, what I love about his performance as well is that he's really like, he has this very mellow voice that's just calm, but he fucking gut punches you with the calmest voice. And I'm like, sir, you want to prepare us for that at all?
No, it's great. It's great every time. He's also very talented magician. So we'll see if he gives us more poetry next. It's a wonderful thing. If he gives us magic next, it's always a wonderful thing. We'll see if he can stick around for round 2. And there's also you know, there's always next time because Virtual Voices, we're here once a month. Right now, you guys are tuning into the Poetical Takeover. For those on Facebook and YouTube, if you're watching and you want to pop in, say something, then make sure to drop a mic in the comments to perform. But without further ado, we're going to keep it moving and grooving. B, what's it looking like? What's it looking like?
So I gotta hype up this next intro. I always got to, because coming up next is my girl, my poetic soulmate. The second person I fell in love with on my first Solatry open mic. She is magic. She is beautiful. I have gotten to host places she's gone, feature alongside of her, collaborate with her. The wonderful, the marvelous, the magnificent, the gangster, Miss Self Poet. Where you at, girl?
How are you, lovely?
Look at that.
Hey.
Bare face today, man. Bare face hoodie. I never pull up to a show like this, but
You look like a barrel of sunshine.
work. It's work. Got the poetic justice, you know.
Okay. Okay.
So, how are you guys?
Good. How are you?
How are you?
I'm great. I'm actually very proud of you guys. I'm sitting here. I've just been chilling, and I have grace, nothing but grace for you guys in this journey. Like, and I'm over here like, yo, what poem should I read? Like, oh my God, what should I do? It can't be too rough, too cutthroat, because you know me, like, I'm trying to like, but I'm definitely coming with something for you guys, definitely.
Well, yeah.
All right. Why
Never
don't
disappoint.
let's give it up one more time for Self Poet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a poem that I have done before, performed about like 3 times, and it's in spirit to like all the artists that drop pieces, drop projects, books, and they do deal with the conflicts and stuff afterwards. So this is kind of a poem explaining that the book is the book, the poem is the poem, the art piece is the art piece, and you internalize the way that you want to internalize it, but the artist always has, you know, their reason for their artistry. So, by the way, congratulations on I Am Poetical. I'm very proud of you guys. I have to mention that again. Very, very proud. All right. So this poem is called You Never Read Between the Lines. It's really all in the text. Just look at the book. The ones that keep you in the same cycle, the one that you wrote yourself, just look. Yet the pages are filled with lines you rather not read, and it was gory for me to simply see my ripped pages crushed up in your jeans with a cup of tea. Now with a cup of tea, I read between texts that only means I have yet to pick up another book, and I kind of need to go back to it. I see, look, the learning somehow never stops. Stop, look, stop. It happened to you, stop. Life just has a way of knowing you, flipping the pages only to show you how you look trying to find the truth. And at this point, the lies in the book has me shook, because every time I flip the page, some sisters always left on the hook. Some homies always scared, while the other one got some stabbing to do. And someone is always running, and the last page says this it ends with you. Now this book, still flipping the pages. Look, yeah, this shit ain't got nothing to do. Cycles on repeat, and I'm trying to break them like these pages too. Like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Okay, I got you. These words, I'm trying to clip them apart. Stop. These words, I'm trying to clip them apart for my vision board. I should have just thought of that from the start. Of Virgo at heart. There was something about the original that I had to just pick up apart. My vision is sometimes bigger. I love to enlarge conversation so small. I love the wall. Here comes me trying to tear it apart. Like, why can't we communicate emotions and shit? Mine turned dolphin shit. Whoa, I told you not to get caught up in it. It's a cycle now. Let's reminisce a little bit. You ain't like those days. Nostalgia with a little twist, and feeling like I've been here leaves a bad taste on the lip. A moment triggering emotions. I just roll fast. An example being made out of you with my facts. I'm not stuck in the past, because the only time I could ever make an example you would understand is with your face, and the example being attacked. An example simply wouldn't have been needed if you actually understand. Other than that, learn to flip the page in emotion as I wrote so openly. Learn to flip the page in emotion as I die, leaving my bodies in poetry. Self, why are you like this? Well, why are you like that? Why do you back talk when you could just talk back? Why do you put the thought we can track back, but you always want to backtrack? Why are you always so loud when your tongue gets caught by the facts? It's always cap. Never realization that a sis broke a code to show you how to hack. And a sis wrote in bold to show you the facts, but nobody acts as if free will was placed here for you to be shackled by one truth. 8 billion people and you only feel like it's for you. 8 billion people and I have asked nothing of you. Yet when you have the arc, you just send out for the whole crew. But you realize that the ones who wake up in time to come through for you realize that the cycles you broke still poison those around you. And realization of what poisons them simply surrounds you. And it's lonely at the bottom and you hope for company at the top. Stop. I read only one side at the table because one couldn't help stir the pot. Now this book ain't gonna do it one night, but I'ma flip the page and one night. Flip your page to your own faults. Rip the page at your own cost, because stories only old because the pages are filled with lines you rather not read. And you rather not know where this goes, so you flip for more everywhere you supposed to be, but you're on the go, and you just missed the page where there was loss of control, and you flip through nonsense that amounted to truth to me. And like I mentioned, I'm everywhere I'm supposed to be. And you just never got to see the side of me that stays for the light to creep. And I'm so calm with my cup of tea and my ripped pages in your jeans. And I start switching sides. I might as well been a Gemini. And it's a joke until your pen is trying to stay alive to tell the truth right behind your little lies. You should have stopped flipping. Because code was written for you to hack it right between the lines. Thank you. Thank you. Ah, that felt so good.
She said code was written for you to hack it.
That's my girl.
Oh my God. That actually felt good. I haven't spent in so long. That kind of felt good. Kind of felt long.
That's always the best though, when you feel and then you get it out. And that happened to me the other night. I was so not wanting to perform. I was hosting and then whatever. And then I did it and it's like, right?
Yes, it's definitely a big deep breath. Poetry is therapy for me. So sometimes this is a reminder, like moments like this reminds me I gotta perform, and continue.
Well, that was absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for blessing us. You guys make sure you follow our girl.
Wait. I kind of want to mention something. Y'all gonna be on next week. Like, on Sofa Soul, y'all gonna be on, and I'm going to be actually picking y'all brains. So I hope you guys get ready, because I'm actually gonna pick y'all brains on a different level with this book. I've seen y'all grow. Thanks to Soulistry, I've seen y'all grow. So it would be lovely to actually get down to the soul of things, right? And actually pick the brain on who you guys who like the process and who you guys are as people and your pieces. And I'm very, very excited. Guys, stay tuned to that as well. But I'm very, very excited for you guys to come on.
Same.
Oh,
very much same.
We're about to flip the script.
All right. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much for blessing us.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Okay. So it has been a majestic evening thus far. Everybody who's backstage, stay in the building. Anybody who's watching on Facebook or YouTube, pop back into the StreamYard if you were in the StreamYard and you want to do a round 2, just so we can get these numbers right. I think if you guys don't mind, then I might just, maybe recite something.
I have a problem. Nah, girl, you made everybody wait for way too long. You know how many people I need to hear you?
Well, I was just trying to decide. And such is the magic of being both a host and a performer.
But is decisiveness really a quality of a poet?
No, but eventually you have to, you just have to. So here I am, just having to.
You know what? This Henny's for you.
Thanks, but
everybody raise your cup for Miss Leah V in the place to be. Hostess extraordinaire, poet extraordinaire, author extraordinaire, corporate Carmen extraordinaire, woman extraordinaire.
We're business casual.
Okay. So step down just a little bit, kick off the heels. But nah, baby, come on, let's bless everybody out there, because for one, I'm excited.
More money.
I'm excited for what Miss Leah V has for us.
Thank you. All right, so my glasses are a little dirty. I'm gonna clean those real quick. And then I'm going to recite that piece that I was talking to you guys about before. So for those who tuned in after our little poetical powwow in the beginning, I talked about how we talked about how poetical has been really a healing journey for all of us in individual ways. And mine has been one of grief and a realization of a new version of myself and how to process that. And as I deal with this very horrific pandemic that has affected me personally. So let me just pull this poem up and I'll go ahead and get right into it. How do I get myself on the screen here? Here we go. There we go. Okay. All right. So this was the piece that was written right a couple days before my last off-Broadway feature. And it was an answer to the prompt. I think it was "Who Are You Now?" Actually, I'm not sure which one it was, but I just know that I tried to start writing about myself and I couldn't. And then I started writing about the times. So
Salud.
This is not part of the poem. All right, so let me go ahead and get right into it. Tim just came. Never mind. What? I wasn't. I didn't expect to see you here. Okay. I used to be a no paper poetical princess. Prided myself on the way words rhythmically released from my mouth onto your ears, into your stomachs, gliding through the ends of my fingertips. I used to flail those fingers, palms free, sans paper. I used to be invincible as on stage, like a sword in tow. You couldn't tell me nothing when I entered this center, when my echo illuminated. You couldn't tell me nothing when I was what I was, when there was before. And there are no finger flails in the quicksand that is AD, after daddy. How do I praise the mutilated world, hung and aware of the emptied earth? People parade and preach back to normal, back to normal. We are getting back to normal, and I am screaming into the void, arms stretched out in the air and the ocean as America rages on a yacht held up with scotch tape. And I talked a lot of shit about 45 and his fatal choices. And now we got 46 clunking around, barely making noises. 46, aka the abuelo, who makes drunken promises he never keeps. Talking all that shit about healing America, and a little 1-2 preventative, not curative, shot comes to play. And suddenly America is back. Back to what? Back to attacks, back to fake facts, broken pacts, and disregard for the millions who lost our family to this. Where is our recognition? Instead of commemoration, all time is spent convincing, sitting there debating a science that has an entire World Wide Web chock full of research on how this mass reach works. It is not my job to teach you how to use your resources, nor to teach you how to use your eyes to read, yo. But you're not thinking about us as you spout your rhetoric. You're not thinking about the 15 months of misery and confusing biometrics for the rest of this globe, including those who have no access to vaccines. You're so transfixed on someone being out to get you that you can't even see that we are already gone. 700K and counting. I cannot debate you on social media about vaccinations and mask vigilance. I hear the term exposure and picture particles floating into my glorious father's mouth as he picked up his favorite wine bottle and checked the labels, as he walked with that rhythm that reassured me in a way I hadn't known I needed, how I need it now. My mother says to me, I think I'm beginning to understand why this has happened to us. I am not so wise. How can I move forward when I have yet to get my revenge on the past? The globe needs to know what it did to my soul, what it's doing to people who are pleading for mere comprehension, attention, universe. I'm on my knees. I beg, I plead. Please let me be the Leah I was when I was who I was before these sores. Who was she again? Elongated with the pen, hyped up and hounding each noun. Why can't I fucking remember my own words and speak them the way I spoke them, the way I sold them, the way I stroked them and told them before? I have to face myself. Before is no more. All I can do is whisper as I write. Be gentle to my sentences, be loving to my crevices. Give myself space. Turn off the TV, give myself grace. Turn off the trees, I guess. The ones that shuddered outside my teenage room window as I slept at night. My father slept too in the next room. He breathed steadily, breathed beautifully. All I can do is play pretend inner peace, hug up on my brother, see my daddy, and he nourish my anatomy without engaging in my keen ability to self-destruct. Cry, inhale, grieve the me that died. Exhale. All I can do is watch the clock patiently, watch the ticking, wait for explosion, wait for the day that life doesn't feel like erosion, wait for the day that I remember my father without first recalling his implosion. Daddy, can you hear me where you are? The world is ringing, but I can hear you singing from afar. Do you see me up here? Fifth time's a charm. I know you hate to hear my hatred for the mutilated world, but I got to get this out so I can get back in. I got to get these words out so I can heal some sin. I got to get this out, but I'm stuck on what could have, should have been. I remember when I was who I was, when I was what I was, when there was before. On this triad stage, I face myself. Before is no more. Thank you, everybody.
Woo!
Thanks.
That part.
Thank you, everyone. You know, it gets a little emotional. It's always, thank you. It's always funny for me. I mean, not funny. It's not funny. But it's always interesting. You know, you have that hosting. Well, you know about this, B. You have your hosting persona, and then you have like your performance person, your performance self, and they're sometimes they can be very different. You know, so you gotta like pop out and pop in.
Right.
So yeah. Thank you all for hearing me do my thing out here in these virtual voices streets. We're gonna go ahead and keep it moving and grooving. It's looking like we have a couple people still in the building. How about we get our guy B? B, you got some heat to drop for us to kick off our round 2 officially?
I sure do. We're gonna do round 2. You actually got me to go in another direction that I was originally going to, but first we got an ad for y'all.
Yeah, I almost forgot.
The Rose Garden Events is an arts and entertainment agency that cultivates creative growth. By curating open mics, talk shows, pop-ups, and retreats, we provide a platform for aspiring poets, musicians, visual artists, entrepreneurs, and more. We're excited to announce our new social media management and brand coaching services. That's right, you can now hand over the social media wheel, or we can guide you as you do it on your own. This is the one-stop shop where creativity is always blooming. For more info, visit us online at therosegardenevents.com. You can also find us on all social media platforms at The Rose Garden Events. Keep growing.
Woo!
I mean, come on, this is powered by the Rose Garden Event. So if y'all ain't following, what are y'all even doing?
And like this virtual, it's so cool now because it's so interactive and we have our fancy schmancy background and our banners and whatnot. But it didn't originally start this way. So we've come a long way. You know, Jay, we miss you, but we got B stepping in for the poetical takeover this evening. without further ado, we're gonna have him come through and bless the mic. Give it up for B.
I'll set y'all off really quick. You know, I started real sexual and raunchy. You're welcome. You're welcome. You know, play with all your stuff. Enjoy that. But Leah did want me to, you know, inspire me to go another route for round 2. And also, you know, I like my poetry to be switched up. So move a little more serious. You know, I always have respect for and represent and protect the women, especially all the women in my life, but women in general. I don't like how people think any choice when it comes to a woman's body has something to do with them or is something to be governed, because it's not at all. So I wrote this piece called 6 Weeks. They say women have 6 weeks to terminate a pregnancy. Generally, I'd say women don't even realize till after 6 weeks. Then again, I'm not a woman. How is it that we let men politicize a woman's body? They hardly understand the decision so personal. First and foremost, a person who will never know what it means to have the ability to give life has no right to chime in on discussions regarding deities, goddesses, and queens. Secondly, pro-life isn't so strong of a debate if you still got children in cages, children falling into the hands of rapists, abusers, monsters that don't stay under the bed or inside of the closet, children starving, children suffering, children in the system disregarded. Remember, y'all the ones that said it was all lives. So if you pro-life, work on protecting all lives, including the ones that already have a life and only know strife and deserve a chance just as much, if not more, than the 6-week fetus. You hypocritical and elitist pricks are going so hard to protect, even as far as to strip the rights, but tripping as if you can stop them from taking a trip to another state or to a back alley doctor or to the dry cleaner for a wire hanger or the bodega for a warm malta or down a hill or down the stairs or into the arms of the Holy Father. See, that might sound graphic, but you don't know the drastic measures a woman will take when they panic and another life isn't an option. There's no stopping abortions, just safe abortions. What if that fetus is a result of molestation, a reminder to someone of everything they want to forget? What happens when that child inevitably falls into the life of neglect? Where's the sense in protecting a life not yet given over the millions of ones already present? When those unborn lives are thus far blessed to not have been forced to see life's ugliness. 6 weeks. 6 weeks isn't enough time to declare a life by whatever science you use to justify it. It's not enough to let a woman go blind into creating a whole nother life for herself and the baby inside, whose quality of life is undecided. 6 weeks is probably what it took to contrive this misogynistic nonsense. Men need to mind the business that pays them and praise the bodies that raise them, create for them, fight for them. It's not right for them to tell a woman what she can do with her free will. Now, if men could bear children, would this be a discussion still?
Woo! Co-host.
Yeah, Tim is fucking killing me tonight.
He's been doing this for the last 18 months, okay?
Yo.
That was fire. That was fire. Thank you. Y'all give it up for our poetical author, B. For those who don't know, make sure you cop the ebook. Make sure you cop the ebook. We're going to close out with a couple folks who were here for round 1 who came with that fire. We've got my guy Balin on Diggity Deck. You're up next, Balin, but coming to bless the mic right now, returning to the stage. Let's put our hands together for Abraham.
Woo.
Yeah.
Abraham, do you go by Abraham Kimani or do you do the full name?
I'm here. Yeah, just give me 1 second. I had to take care of a little errand real quick. I'm about to start right now.
It's okay. It's all good.
All right. Yeah, let me set it up. I have to go in a different location.
For the contents of this one. Uh-oh.
Let me brighten up my camera a little bit.
Yup. Take your time. Take your time to be right.
All right, so got 3 for you guys. 2 of them are very short in nature, so I think I can get 3 in 5 minutes. This first one is called Halloween Mask. We live in a world full of cowardly men who be wearing dick like it's a Halloween mask, putting up a hard-ass front to disguise their erectile dysfunctional masculinity. If this is you, now is the time to unveil your face, put your head down, and tell your penis to grow up and be a real man. That's the first one. The second one is called Softly Hard, Hardly Soft. I rather softly love you all the time, but hardly ever fuck you, than hardly ever love you, but softly fuck you all the time. I'd rather be softly hard loving you than be hardly soft fucking you. Please let it be known to your heart, mind, body, and soul, I do not love fucking you, but I do fucking love you, privately and publicly. And this is my grand finale for tonight. One of my favorite pieces. It's called Gentle Men. Gentlemen, explain to me what the fuck does it mean to be gentle in a toxically masculine society that frowns on gentlemen for being gentle men. These 2 words compounded into one seem to have polar opposite meanings, like gentle is soft, but men are hard. Like gentle is weak, but men are strong. Like gentle is fragile, but men are unbreakable. This is both real and bullshit at the same time. Let me take a minute to explain. Gentle men do have soft ass hearts and hard ass penises at the same time. Gentle men do have weak ass bodies and strong ass minds at the same time. Gentle men do have fragile ass feelings and unbreakable ass spirits at the same time. So gentlemen, explain to me what the fuck does it mean to be gentle men in a toxically masculine society that frowns on gentlemen for being gentle men? Because these 2 words compounded into one still seem to have polar opposite meanings. Like gentle is slow, but men are fast. Like gentle is passive, but men are aggressive. Like gentle is sensitive, but men are insensitive. Well, this too is both real and bullshit at the same time. Please let me take 1 more minute to explain. Gentle men are slow to open a woman's legs, but are fast to open doors for a woman at the same time. Gentle men are passive in accepting love and commitment, but are aggressive in rejecting lust and infidelity at the same time. Gentle men are sensitive enough to cry when betrayed, but are insensitive enough to kill betrayal at the same time. This concludes my explanation of the definition of true gentle men. Gentlemen, now it is your turn to explain to me what the fuck does it mean to be gentle men in a toxically masculine society that frowns on gentlemen for being gentle men. Because these 2 words compounded into one still seem to have polar opposite meanings to gentlemen who remain hungover from drinking too many cum shots of toxic masculinity. That's it.
You better not
There's so many levels to that. So many levels. Thank you for blessing our stage once more, sir. Hey, Kimani, we appreciate having you over out there on the West Coast, Best Coast.
Absolutely. Hey, first off, make sure to follow me so I can link with you to check more of your stuff. But just plug yourself in one more time for us, please.
Yeah.
Instagram on The Righteous Poet. That's spelled WRITEOUS. Hey, and I will follow you guys as soon as this live is over. Every time I go on some other app while this is going on, it cuts me off. Then I have to go back on and get in again and stuff. So I have to do everything once everything's said and done. So I've been copying you guys' names down there, so I'll know not to forget when I go back on Instagram.
Oh, that's very considerate of you. Thank you, our guy Abe. We appreciate you. Thank you for being here this evening. All right, it looks like, wow, what a night we've had, Brandon. What a night.
Right. Listen, we've had a good one though. We've got talent, we've got book releases, we've got feelings, we've got
all types of feelings.
We've got some horny feelings, honest. Listen, the roller coaster of emotions just sounds like an everyday night for me. So I fuck with all y'all. Just take me through all of them.
We love to see it. We love to see it. So closing out the evening, we have to bring him back around to return into the stage. I didn't even tell him that he was on deck, I don't think. But yes, I did. Yes, I did. Anyway, coming back to the virtual mic, please put your real and your digital palms together for the one and only, the great Sigma.
Hello. Glad to be back. All right. I haven't done this trick in a while, and I've never done it on camera while sitting down. So this will be an experience for everyone, including me. But we're going to attempt a classic of magic. This has been around for hundreds of years. This is the cups and balls, and I'm a little rusty. That's how it works. So you've been warned. I'm going to take the first ball from the first cup. We place it in this hand, and we take the wand, and we say the magic word, which is Sigma, because that's my name.
Sigma.
Woo!
All right, and now we'll do the second ball from the second cup. And again, we say the magic word.
I don't know if I can hear it.
That's you guys. That's you.
Sigma.
There we go.
Can you hear us, Balin?
I can hear you. Yes, I can. I think there might be a bit of a delay. All right. All right. We'll try this one on the count of 3. Ready?
Sigma!
No. On the count of 3.
Oh.
There's 1. There's 2. And there's 3.
Sigma! What?
Yo.
There's 1, there's 2, and there's 3 cups.
Okay.
And there's 1.
What?
Wait a minute.
And there's 2.
No.
And
What?
there's 3 balls.
Uh-huh.
All right. I'm going to make it a little bit harder to start. Okay. Cover the first cup. Sorry, we're going to cover the first ball, the first cup, second ball with the second cup, and the third ball with the third cup. We just go like this.
Get the
no. What the hell, man?
I'll take this one.
Okay.
The last one's a little bit harder. The last one I'm going to place in this hand like this. Watch.
Wait, yo.
Oh, come on.
Yo.
Wait.
I'm going to make it even harder. I'm going to take one ball. I'm going to put it away. I'm going to take the second ball. I'm going to put that one away. And then we're going to take the third ball. I'm going to put that one away. And now watch. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, and there's 1, there's 2, and there's 3 balls.
Oh my
God.
Sorry, I went a little fast. I'll slow it down a little bit, okay? Maybe. So again, I'm going to take the first ball, Okay. And that one's going to go away. And then I'm going to take the second ball here. And that one's going to go away. And now finally, the third ball. And that's 3 cups and 3 balls. Did anyone catch it, by the way?
Yeah. Yeah.
I am a little bit rusty. Did you see what's happening here?
No.
No.
Well, okay. So
No,
I've got
no,
a
give it
secret
away, don't
assistant.
Wait. I thought I figured it out. I was like, you're putting the ball in there, the green ball, obviously, in there with your right hand. But now there's yellow balls. So.
Yeah. We got a secret assistant, and he helps me move the balls from wherever to under the cup. But he's not very good. Sometimes he and don't hit me. Sometimes he drops the ball, which is why he has a backup.
Oh my God! What the hell?
And he's not very good either, which is why he has a backup.
Under there.
And then sometimes, in case of emergencies, they all screw up. So I have another backup.
Oh
man!
Just in case.
Where did all the Angry Birds come from?
And ladies and gentlemen, that is the cups and balls.
Oh man! Damn. Give it up for the Great Sigma, everybody!
Wow. I have a couple of tricks with balls, but none of them are like that, so I gave it to you.
You know what? That was good, B. That was good. But that was like, this was cool because tonight was a night of strictly poetry, and then we just ended with a bang and a bunch of birds.
I thought I had it figured out when I was like, all right, you're putting the green.
Come up with some theories.
Obviously, you're putting the green balls in the cup. I see you putting the green balls. And yeah, that got me.
He was wrong.
They didn't have Angry Birds hundreds of years ago.
Okay, y'all. Thank you, Balin, for blessing us once more this evening. Always a great time to have you. This has been a majestic Virtual Voices night. I want to give a big shout out to Jose, to Kiko in the background. We appreciate you and all that you do for us and all the other artists on the platform. B, thank you so much for stepping in and being such an amazing, talented co-host. I'm so excited to be on this journey with you. And tonight was absolutely great. Is there anything else you want to say to the party people?
All right, party people. Let's bust it down like this. First of all, thank you for joining us. If you haven't, order your ebook of Poetical. That shit is like $5. So order that shit because we are beautiful. We are magical. We are poetical. The hard copy is going to be even better. Limited edition. You don't want to be left out. Don't be outside the group. Order that. Catch us next week, as RK said, on Soul for Soul. Joining you for that. Some of the Poetical artists will also be performing in Philly on December. My days are off. 2nd, 3rd, 4th. December 4th. So catch us there. Follow your lovely and beautiful, though not as beautiful as J Rose, co-host at Bran.Ari, BRAN.AREI. Leah, as always, and I will every single day of my life do this. Just thank you for being you. Thank you for working with me. Most importantly, thank you for believing in me, because you've given me more opportunities than I could have even imagined. So
don't you worry. You're gonna be with me till the wheels fall off, my friend.
Also, I think I need a little bit more Tim in my life, because he's a train wreck, but hilarious.
No, this is what always happens though. People meet Tim and then they like him more than me.
He's just a little bit of a mess, but we love a mess.
Yeah, you don't even know the half of it. You don't know. He's running across the apartment right now. But
something just tells me I need to mail you a helmet and some Ritalin, but besides that, God bless.
I need that.
No, it's for me.
Oh, okay.
Okay, everybody, have a great night. Have a very poetical night. Keep growing. We got. Make sure you cop the Poetical ebook. Make sure you follow I Am Poetical everywhere, and we will see you later.